What's up guys, Sammy's Tech Help here. Today we are going to be unboxing the LG Tribute 2. And this is so far the nicest phone we have unboxed on the channel. It is the most expensive. I believe it's around $150, $170. I'm not 100% positive. And yeah, so today we're going to basically be unboxing it. And a little bit later in the video, I will be comparing it to the Moto E. So just to kind of give us an idea based on like an $80 phone to a little bit jump in price, kind of what you get, what's different. To start the specs on this guy, you get a 4.5 touchscreen IPS display, a 5 megapixel camera on the back with a front-facing camera as well, a 4G LTE signal. As far as processing power goes, you get a Qualcomm Snapdragon 410 1.2 gigahertz quad-core processor right in the device. This is running Android 5.1 Lollipop. And let's go ahead and jump right into the unboxing. So similar to the Moto E box, this one is actually quite simple to do. There's a small little tab right here. We just open that up. Then we pull this part off the top. And yeah, allows us to just pull this neat little compartment right out of the box, which includes our pamphlets, our battery, our back cover, and our power brick. So next what you do is you just go ahead, pull this little tab here, and voila. Phones are on one side, other pamphlets and junk on the other. So I'm going to go ahead now, take the phone, put that over to the side for a minute, and we're going to look at the pamphlets and other stuff that you get. So you do get a little power brick here. Unfortunately, it is not a micro USB separately. It is all packed into one brick, meaning you cannot plug this into a computer. So you're going to have a separate micro USB, but for the most part, everyone these days has a micro USB laying around somewhere, so that's not going to be a huge issue. Next, you get these little pamphlets here. They just kind of explain stuff about the device, activation, etc., etc., and we don't really need those. More importantly, the battery here. That is something we definitely need. It is a 1900 milliamp hour battery, which is pretty good, and maybe I'll do a battery test later. We'll just have to see. Drop a like and comment down below if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. Okay guys, so moving on to the real treasure here. Here is the LG Tribute 2. And you can start by pulling that nice little plastic seal right off the top. Very shiny reflective screen here. And I believe the back pops right off. Alright guys, so in order to actually pull off the back, you just kind of slide your finger in and you just gotta pry a lot to actually get this back off. It's on well, which is great, meaning it's not going to fall off, but on the flip side, it's decently hard to actually get off. So I'm just going to go ahead now, take that new battery we got, push that right in, and put our back case on. And something real cool, while I was looking through the pamphlets to try to figure out how to get the back off, this is the lock button, this is the volume up, and this is the volume down. I've never seen this kind of design before. It's really cool. There's no buttons really on the side. There is a 3.5mm jack and microphone. Speakers right on the back here, but it really gives this phone a really, really clean look, and I like that about the phone. There's no unnecessary buttons, nothing hanging out, and I'm sure making cases for this would be really easy. Let's go ahead and see if this phone is actually pre-charged, and it is. Usually when the batteries are separate like that, they're not pre-charged, but in this case, the battery was pre-charged. That's awesome. So the phone's going to go ahead and boot up for us for the very first time. Okay guys, so once the phone gets past all of those Android booting up stage, it's going to go ahead and pop up this message, Android is starting, and it's going to start the apps and upgrade database, basically do all this behind the scenes shenanigans, and then our phone is going to boot up nice and normally, like so. Okay guys, then we can go ahead and pick our language, and this is basically just the same as the Moto E setup, maybe a little bit looking different just because of the skin, the LG skin, but overall it's exactly the same as the Moto E. So if you guys haven't seen my Moto E unboxing yet, make sure that you guys go ahead and check that out, so you can definitely see, if you're interested, how Android sets up. But for the most part, I think everybody watching knows how Android sets up. Alrighty guys, and this is the LG Tribute 2. Now, this phone, just feeling it in my hand, it feels and looks incredible. I really like this screen on here. They did a great job with making this phone a quality, high quality very nice phone. It's really, really light. For any phone this size, an iPhone 6 I think weighs, I'd say, half to 3/4 as much as this phone does. In my opinion, I think this even weighs a little bit less than the Moto E. It's incredible. This phone's just really light. And it feels decently durable, too. Like, the back is plastic, yes, but it feels like high quality and would, yeah, take in a couple scratches and stuff, but overall would still function and be a great phone. So this is definitely going to be fun and a little bit painful to drop test this thing. And yeah, guys, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at specs compared to the Moto E. Alright guys, now we're going to go ahead and run the benchmark on both the devices. And we're going to see exactly how long it takes for this to finish on both. As of right now, it appears they're both at almost exactly the same rate. The one on the left, the LG Tribute 2, and the one on the right is the Moto E. Alright guys, so the Geekbench actually ended up finishing, and quite to my surprise, the LG Tribute 2, even though it is a more expensive phone, actually lost by 70 points on the single core and a handful more on the multi-core to the Moto E, and that really surprises me. I think the reason why is I believe they're running the exact same processor, and since this phone is a little bit more demanding, it's also running Android 5.1.1 instead of just Android 5.1, and the screen size is a bit bigger and a bit higher quality, thus making the overall phone strain a bit stronger than the Moto E, which is really surprising. I'm still amazed that a $120 phone gets beat out by a $80 phone. I mean, the $40 price difference you really think would make more of a difference, but overall it seems that the specs are actually quite the same. The cameras both crappy on the front, the back facing camera both 5 megapixels, and other than where the buttons are and the overall OS skins, it appears that they're basically the same phone otherwise. And so it just really surprises me that they're so similar in score. Something else that also really disappointed me about this phone was that the screen can only handle 480p YouTube videos and can't go up to 720 or HD, although it does look significantly better than the Moto E. Another thing too that as I was thinking could be causing this phone to lack a little bit is the fact that for some reason it's like transferring over a bunch of the stuff from the Moto E to this phone, which also could be significantly dropping the processing speed. So if I will run another Geekbench test on this later off camera, and if it is significantly different, I will go ahead and make another video on it. But that is going to wrap it up, guys, for this unboxing. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the LG Tribute 2 unboxing, please leave a like. But most importantly, guys, have a great day.